In the past 2 years, I've been reverse engineering or stealing all the top performing creators in the info space and how they actually sell their info products. I've also created a system from reverse engineering and studying all these guys and made it simple for you to implement as well. So in this video, I'm going to be going through everything they do, what I've learned, and the system so you can implement it into your own business as well. Okay, so here's exactly everything we're going to be going through in this video. Firstly is why everyone is confused and why we're in a sort of information overload where no one actually really knows what works and what to actually implement in their own business and why it's actually costing you money. And then secondly, the hidden truth behind all the hidden the top creative systems are all simplified and packaged out for you, just for your understanding. And then a simplified funnel that has all these principles and these frameworks that these top guys use, and then a deep dive into the funnel and actually actionable steps on how you can actually implement it in your own business as well. So first things first, we'll start off with why everyone is confused right now. So the real reason is that there's literally just too many voices. There's Charlie Morgan telling you this, Iman telling you this, or another guy telling you this, another girl telling you this. Like it's just too much. It's too much, and no one actually really knows what to implement. So what actually happens a lot of the time is that people will implement it, maybe just say for a week, and then say, "Oh no, the strategy doesn't work," when it doesn't make sense. Or they'll say something like, "Oh, maybe Charlie Morgan is teaching me the wrong strategy," which is just not true. The reason why people do this and it doesn't work is because everyone's at a different stage. You see, you can't be taking advice for something that was meant for someone maybe scaling from 100K to 150K and implement it into your 10K business. It just won't work because you're at different stages. And these people, I'm like Charlie Morgan, all these gurus, they won't tell you something if it hasn't worked for them, right? So it's not the strategy the problem. It's that your identification of which strategies to use is the real problem. And what this leads to is obviously people having funnels that don't make any sense. And we actually had this problem with my clients I'm working with right now had this exact same problem. She would implement a lot of the strategies, maybe do it for 2 3 weeks, and obviously see little to no success in it, and obviously just throw it away and say no, it doesn't work. No, they're teaching me the wrong tactic or the wrong principles, when it's literally just not true. And yeah, so what happens is that a lot of these people, they use isolated strategies from, just say, one from Charlie Morgan, one from Alex Hormozi, one from this person, and it just doesn't work for your business because your business is at a different stage to them. So again, last thing, the implementation of all these strategies and the identification of the strategy in order to actually use the strategy you're actually going to use is the reason why you're not scaling and you're not actually seeing results. So yeah, for example, just to add on to why there's so many voices, some people will tell you about content ecosystems. Other people will tell you about use this VSL and you're going to scale. Other people will tell you to use maybe YouTube content strategies in order to scale. And again, they all work inherently, but again, the implementation and your identification for what you actually need is the problem. Okay, and secondly is the hidden truth behind all the creative systems. So I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of a secret. I'm not sure if is or not, but all of these guys, they preach the exact same thing, and it's so true. They preach you to have high perceived value. Why? So you can charge the high prices, so you can scale easier. They tell you to nurture through content. This is through your YouTube content, maybe your short form content, also email. I would also classify it as some sort of content, just to have all these touch points in order to actually for your viewer to see you enough, for them to build enough trust within themselves to trust you to give you their money. They tell you to have a clear sales mechanism. The sales process has to be simple and easy, and then also some of them say back-end automation. So what you're actually just seeing is different rappers, so just different, it just branded and packaged differently around just the same same fundamentals. So what I've actually gone and done is I have picked a few guys, but the system that I'm going to tell you is a bunch of different strategies. But I've picked the top four guys, and I think the ones you can identify, and I've all added them into a funnel. Every single business can be separated by attention, trust, and sales. So attention obviously would be your front end, and then trust and sales would be a bit of your back end. So Alex Hormozi, I've reverse engineered his whole process. Same with Iman Godzi, same with personal brand launch. She's amazing, by the way, and only Zeta. And I've broken it down into top of the funnel, which would be attention, and this trust, middle of the funnel, which would be trust, so building the enough trust with your audience, and lastly, sales, how you're actually going to sell. So I've gone and went in depth on everything, on what they teach, and just going to explain that to you if I okay. So here's what only Zeta teaches generally. So on the left, we'll go from the left to right. So he just basically teaches you about content ecosystems. Don't get scared. I'm not going to be filling you up with so much jargon, but this basically just teaches you where, in which platforms should you post with. So just say, for example, in this case, he likes to IG always works better with YouTube. IG works better with YouTube. So if you're posting on IG, it's better that you nurture on YouTube and Twitter and etc. So what he does, he basically just tells you which platform, so touch points would be the best when integrated together. That's essentially what he tells you. And then personal brand launch, she just teaches you how to go viral. She teaches you all these different strategies, all these storytelling frameworks, all these like different maybe educational content types, if I could say that. And then lastly is Alex Hormozi, the king. So what he teaches generally is for top of the funnel. We also have a middle of the funnel. He's that incredible. Is the thing I wanted to emphasize with him and why he's top and no one comes near, in my opinion, is his free value. So he gives away so much free value that no one can compete, right? It builds massive goodwill. And what I like to say, it kind of builds with his audience when you're watching the free content and stuff. It builds value debt. I like to call it value debt because he gives you so much value that if he were to drop a 5K mentorship offer, which obviously would happen, but if he were to drop it, that literally he's giving you so much value that on the sales call you're going to be like yes already, because you know this guy knows his stuff because of how much free value uh he actually gives you. And yeah, what you should also know that value stacking, this is just a preface, so if you were to implement some of this, value stacking does not equal clarity. So yeah, just make sure there's clarity when you value stacking. Just don't give so much value that no one, like, they don't actually know what they getting. And then middle of the funnel, Alex Hormozi again, we'll start off with him. So here, he just understands his audience so well and their problems so well and their desired states so well that it feels like he's like he knows you personally and he's in your shoes. And he nurtures you through his long form content, gives you so much free value, as I said before. His storytelling in short form and his two books, $100 million offers and $100 million leads. These books have literally scaled people to 50K months, 100K months. That's how much free value this guy's giving you. He's giving you enough free value to get to the 100K a month mark, and that's why he's literally top, and there's no one near him. Iman Godzi, I chose middle of the funnel. I could have easily put him on top of the funnel as well, but the thing and principle I wanted to take and explain to you guys from Iman Godzi is his email marketing. His email marketing is second to none. Seriously, it's incredible. And I'm not sure on percentages wise in terms of his sales for his mentorship program, how much of it comes from emails, but I'm sure a frick ton does come from emails as well. And he does this through email nurturing and just all this stuff that I won't go through. This is a bit more technical stuff. And basically just positioning his mentorship offers and everything as premium. And what it also does, it expands all your touch points, because just imagine Iman Godzi, they're seeing him on YouTube, they're seeing him on TikTok, they're seeing him there being his prospects. They're seeing him on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, literally everywhere, and email as well. His end of the funnel is, I won't go in depth on this because this will be very lengthy, but how you can actually handle a sales call. But I would just recommend watching Daniel G. But I'm sure you can find a lot of high ticket sales guys who will help you in sales calls as well. Okay, so here's the simplified funnel that literally has all of those reverse engineered principles and tactics embedded in it as well. It's I like to call it the TTS system, the traffic, trust, and sales system. I'll go through it in the next points, but essentially, What I was able to do, if I can zoom in a bit, is for a short term, a week product. I had a week with this lady. It was just super short term, and we were able to get her a client just from implementing some of the principles in this whole thing here. So yeah, it really really does work. Everything that's in the funnel and a little bit more. Obviously, I'm a marketer. I'm gonna have to keep some of my stuff, but this is generally what it is. So the traffic is content ecosystem, as I explained before, how that works, and free value. Again, the implementation might be a little bit of a problem, but if you are struggling with that, just DM me, and I'm more than happy to help you with that. Trust. So this is actually building enough trust for your prospects to actually buy from you. Long form content, preferably YouTube, a VSL page. You probably know what that is, and email marketing, as I explained before with Iman. And then sales, what I would implement, but then this is obviously dependent on where your business is. If you're below 10K, and it obviously depends on how much inbound leads you're getting. So it really does depend, but it really does work getting an appointment set. It really does work. But if you have any queries on any of this, literally just DM me and I'm more than happy to help you. So here's exactly how you're actually going to implement this funnel, or some of the principles in the funnel, anything you learned from this video. Is I want to preface that you don't need to implement everything at once. You probably shouldn't, because what actually is the real case most of the time is that fixing one bottleneck or one problem you have is enough to unlock results. It's enough to actually scale your business. So what I would suggest is maybe figure out, is it acquisition, is it low engagement, is it maybe your sales dropping off? And then if it's acquisition, top of the funnel, obviously. If it's low engagement, middle of the funnel, your nurturing process, you need better of that. And if sales are dropping off, could be maybe a review on your VSL, maybe better follow-up systems, or maybe also could be a problem with your middle of the funnel as well. So you need to identify this. And if you need help, again, message me. I'm more than happy to help you. You need to identify what you're struggling with, and then identify the problem, fix that one problem. You don't have to implement all these different strategies. It's just going to complicate you. And then again, don't blindly follow creators. Your business model is different, your audience is different. And then you can use this system, but as a flexible foundation, just not a rigid formula that you're going to use and you're going to stick to this. You're going to implement every single thing I did. And then you're going to stack these strategies uh, and each layer. So again, as you scale, just say for example, it was a acquisition process. As you get this, as you get this and you dial this in, you're going to see results, but maybe another problem will come up again, and it's for your engagements, right? And then you're gonna have to dial in your middle of the funnel. So as I'm trying to, basically what I'm trying to say is, as you stack things and as you tackle things individually, another problem will arise, and you're just gonna be continuously stacking and solving problems, stacking strategies and solving problems. It's gonna work like that, and that's how you scale seriously. And then lastly, and probably most importantly, is simplicity over complexity. Start simple, then expand based on what's missing. It's super important. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you literally have any questions on this funnel and you would like to implement it or test it out, or see maybe how you could implement some of the strategies in your own business, please drop me a DM. You can see my Instagram in the bio. And yeah, thank you for watching. Seriously.